Welcome back, guys. It's a new episode. Today we're going to start into the BMW again. I'm going to start working on the roll cage. What I want to do today is I want to get the roll cage jacked up as high as it'll possibly go on the shell, and then I'm going to cut the bottom of the legs off level where I want the boxes to be welded in. So then I can start welding in the boxes and get the feet actually welded to them and get it all secured and welded to the shell itself. So I'm going to get started with that. First job I want to do is get the porta power out and actually jack this thing up and mark where I want to make my first cuts. Okay, so I have the plates made up there, I have the cage gone up. I'll just show you some of the plates. So that's one in there. Just sat in there loose at the moment. It all has to be cleaned up and got cleaned up around it. I have the one across the other side, and they're on the rear leg of the cage, and the same back here. So that just needs to be have the plates cleaned up, have the metal cleaned up, and I can start tacking that in, and then I can cut the leg of the cage there. And I'm going to actually drop the whole cage because up here some of the welding isn't actually finished off the whole way around, so I just want to get the cage dropped down as much as I can, and then I can get the welder in and weld over the top. Okay, so with those tacked in, I can start cutting off the legs and then try and move the cage back out of the way and weld in a plate on the top. So now you can see with the legs cut off, I'm after sliding the entire cage back. I used a ratchet strap on the front and just pulled the legs together just to get them dropped down completely so that I can get at this bar up here and get over the top of it. I don't know if you'll be able to see it through the screen. I have a little light here, but there's a massive gap. You can just see it there where it wasn't welded, so that's going to give me enough space just to get it welded around and get that finished off. So you can see there now I got the weld in around the top of the bar. That's fully welded around. The same back here at the top of the main hoop bar and around the door bars where it's impossible to get at when it's in position. So I have that rear hoop back up in position there now, and I have it sitting on. I've just made up some top plates for the boxes, so they're sitting up there. So it's just a question of getting the ratchet strap off it now, get the front of it up onto the boxes as well, and I'll use the porta power there just to push the legs of the cages apart now to get them back into position. So that's pretty much it. Very happy with the way that turned out. I've everything kind of tacked into place now. I'll have to finish welding it all. But you can see in there, the cage is tacked down to the box. The box is all tacked together, so it just needs all the finish welding done. I'm also looking at getting rid of this bar, putting the bar across the cage here to mount up the stern column onto. Something a bit better and probably look a bit better than that as well. Also, of course, the bars for the back here have to go in, an X bar and all that kind of stuff. So there's still a good bit of work to be done on the roll cage, but that's pretty much it for this week. Thanks very much for watching the video. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll talk to you next week, just like clockwork. Cheers.